I'm Lee Spencer with RacinBoys.com, and here I am again with C. Bell winning the first ever Midget feature here at Gateway Dirt Nationals. How was your night?
Well, it ended up pretty good. It was very stressful with all the yellow flags, and I was able to get out to the lead early and kind of run the bottom, and it was pretty smooth early, but the holes just kept getting worse and worse and worse. But I kept hopping through them the right direction, and it felt like I was going okay, but it just kept getting rougher and rougher, and the bottom kept getting slicker and slicker. So I could tell that guys were moving up behind me, and I knew I was going to have to move up at some point. So I moved up once earlier, and I didn't feel like it was quite there yet. It just wasn't ready to. I didn't feel like it was time to move up yet, but the red flag came out, and from then on I just committed.
With 2 to go, we thought we were going to get a Bell Larson rematch, and it just wasn't to be. When he just stalled there in turn 4, what was going through your mind?
Well, I was mad that we had another restart, but I was thankful that he wasn't behind me. That's for sure. I guess you can't just give, especially a guy like Kyle, you can't give him restart after restart to make a move, because at some point he's going to make a move that's going to stick. So just was trying to change what I was doing every time, and it was tough because the top was obviously where I wanted to be, but you can't just leave the bottom open getting into turn 1 whenever you're not up to speed. So it was very tricky, but luckily it worked out.
What did you think about the event overall? I mean, I heard you say over the loudspeaker that something of this magnitude, it was pretty unbelievable, but the fan response was just incredible tonight.
Yeah, it was. You don't get to race in front of that many people very often, so that was really cool. Overall, it was a great event. Just, slight tweaks that are just going to help the event a ton. I heard that they had snow, so the dirt was wet whenever it got moved in, so that didn't help at all. And really, I feel like that was the majority of the problems. Just the track was so rough. Guys were, like Larson, I'm sure he stalled because he hit a rut. Ricky flipped last night. So, if there wasn't so many holes in the racetrack, I think it would have been a much smoother race and a little bit more green flag racing. So, I'm really happy with the event, and hopefully, can continue to grow. And this is only the 3rd annual. The Chili Bowl is on 32, 33. So I think this has got great potential.
Next up for you is New Zealand. What do you think about that?
I keep forgetting about that. I'm used to. I think Chili Bowl is next. So are you going to New Zealand?
I'm going to New Zealand.
Oh, there you go. So I'm excited about that. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I went once back in 2013. Was able to win a race, and that was a really cool feeling. So, hopefully I can go down there and do well. I'm in a really great race car, so it's going to be fun.
And then Chili Bowl, 3 in a row. Can you make it happen?
I think Kevin Swindell won 4 or 5 in a row, so I got a long way to go to get there, and I don't really want to break that streak this year.
Really appreciate your time, and congratulations.
Thank you.
I'm Lee Spencer with the Racing Boys, and I'm joined with Keith Coons. Hell of a show by Bell tonight.
Yeah, that was classic Bell there, Once he got to the lead, he wasn't going to give it up. It was a matter of finding track and not knowing where the other guys was. But, they put these big screens up, and that's always an advantage for all them guys. Believe it or not, they can kind of look up there and see what's going on behind them. And I think he kind of jumped up right at the right time. And, and then it was just fending all these guys off on these yellows.
We thought we were going to get a Bell and Larson rematch, and it just wasn't to be. Kind of heartbreaking for Kyle.
Yeah, Bell's kind of got his number right now. The two of them, I figured that right at the end it was going to come down to the last couple of laps, them two again. Kyle just trying so hard, and Bell kind of got away, and he one last ditch effort there and kind of hit the infield tire and ended his night. So they'll go at it again to Chili Bowl.
But 2 on the podium. Rico finished 3rd. Couldn't get around Shane at the end, but, man, he gave it his all.
Yeah, Rico was really coming there at the end, He really got the top rolling, got real comfortable, and was really moving on. He kind of needed a little bit longer run there. He got by Shane there in that last caution. They put him back. So he was really good. I think if it was probably 10 laps more, he'd already been in the fight.
That's pretty much how he laid it out. Yeah. Now, We got, 6 weeks before you go to Tulsa? What are you going to be doing? Is this your off season, or is this just when you put it more to the grind?
No, now is when we get really busy here. We got the PRI show next week, and we kind of got most of our Chili Bowl stuff laying there in the corner. We got to get it out and start getting ready and build some new cars. And it's 5 or 6 weeks of hard week. We don't use any of these cars that we have here. We got to build some new ones, and then we got special cars that we go there and run with. So we got some work to do, but it's not too bad. Kind of got to get all of our motors back and then let them go through them and freshen them up, and just everything we got. A lot of these guys that run the Chili Bowl have all year long. They sit there and just kind of pick away at their cars and build special cars all year, and we've raced right up until this point, and now we got to start to work. We got 5 weeks to get it done in, so looking forward to the Chili Bowl.
What's the midget count up to, Keith?
I think right now we're at 10, which ain't too bad. That's 2 per night since they added a night. So we got a couple new kids that didn't get to run last year that they just now turned 16, and then Jesse Caldwell that won the KKM Classic did a really good job out at Turkey Night, and kind of got him some laps. So hopefully we'll get some more there at Chili Bowl and have a good run with him.
Would you bet against Bell going for number 3?
No, he's definitely the favorite. It's kind of like when Sammy and Kevin was winning everything down there. Everybody was, I always said then, they're still the favorite until somebody beats them. And, and right now that guy's Bell.
Really appreciate your time. Happy holidays.
Thank you.
I'm Lee Spencer with the RacinBoys, and I caught up with third place Rico Abreu. Talk about your night.
Yeah, my car, Keith had my car really good. Man, it felt, I was so stuck once the lane, kind of changed and we all migrated to the top. So, it's too bad that the race is only 30 laps long. I felt like I really had a shot there at the end and just kind of ran out of time. So all those cautions kind of break everyone's momentum and restart the race. And there's a few green-white checkers at the end, but I just couldn't clear Golubic where I could get to Bell and maybe try to make something happen.
It seemed to be a bit of a race of attrition. Guys went out early, Sunshine flipped and went to the wall and kind of set up to help you out a little bit and give you the kind of track position that you needed. But I agree, longer race would have been a lot more exciting.
Yeah, 30 laps, on a 5th mile goes quick. I know we had a lot of cautions, but still it's, they invert back laps, so you don't, you work on a guy and the caution comes out and you got to give him his spot back. So other than that, I just it was an exciting race. You could really, a couple guys did drop out, which gave me 2 or 3 spots. But once I got to the front and, could really open up on myself, I really felt like my car was coming together and, just kind of ran out of time, really.
You're going to take some time off and go to your homeland of Portugal, but after that, it's Chili Bowl. What about your plans for January?
I just got the Chili Bowl so far. I was working on some stuff to go to Florida with my sprint car, but we're just going to stick to, maybe starting in Vegas with the Outlaws with the sprint car stuff. So right now, I'm going to kind of sit back and just enjoy myself. We put in 90 races this year, and, I didn't really get any time to, be away from racing and just kind of, cancel everything out. I know it's in my blood, but sometimes it's good when you're so thick of it just to, zone out and go do something, outside of racing and see, the world that, that the world on the other side of the country and how it's ran.
And will you be running with Keith at Chili Bowl?
Yes, absolutely. I'm a lifer with Keith. Keith's my guy. I won't run for anybody else but him.
And finally, the highlight of my night was seeing you come up during driver introductions on top of Bloomquist's shoulders. How in the hell did that come about?
I've never ran so far in my life consistently running. I was on the other side of the dome, and Christopher actually called me, and I don't know how he got with Bloomquist, or Bloomquist found him, and he was calling and said, hey, Bloomquist wants to walk out with you on your shoulders. And I said, well, let's do it. And so I ran all the way to driver intros, and it was actually pretty cool. The crowd, Bloomquist told me that the crowd was going to boo him, but he said if I was on his shoulders, they wouldn't. So the place went nuts. It was actually pretty cool.
He claims that they're saying bloom, not boo, but
Yeah, that's a good theory. That's pretty cool.
hey, enjoy your vacation. Always great to see you.
Thank you. Thanks.